Hi there. It's January 22nd and time for Proverbs 22. Lots of good stuff in here today. This is the beginning of the next three chapters. The best Proverbs are in here. Okay. Let's begin. And I have a lot of these highlighted already. So, a good name is to be chosen rather than great riches, and favor is better than silver or gold. Reputation is very important. More important than riches, right? The rich and the poor meet together. The Lord is the maker of them all. Simple, right? 3, the prudent sees danger and hides himself, but the simple go on and suffer for it. Right? Think about all these protests, all this stuff going on. Stay home. Right? 4, the reward for humility and fear of the Lord is riches, honor, and life. Got that? If you would like riches, honor, and life, that is the reward for being humble and fearing the Lord first. Always. The meek shall inherit the earth. 5, thorns and snares are in the way of the crooked. Whoever guards his soul will keep far from them. Stay away from those kind of people. 6, train up a child in the way he should go. When he is old, he will not depart from it. Right. This verse has been used a lot. Right. You take your children to church, right, faithfully. And they'll stop going when they're young adults, but at some point they will come back to it, okay? They will not depart from it. All right? This always proves to be true. 7, true statement, the rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. Now, most of us, there are, a very small percentage of people have no debts, but most of us have a credit card, have a mortgage. Some people have car payments. You are slaves to those people, okay? If you don't do exactly what they say, they're going to take your stuff away, all right? That makes you a slave, and they rule over you. Wasn't meant to be that way. 8, whoever sows injustice will reap calamity, and the rod of his fury will fail, right? A lot of people doing that now, and they are failing. 9, whoever has a bountiful eye will be blessed, for he shares his bread with the poor. Good eye. Right? The good eye over here. Right? If you give to the poor, you will always get back more than you gave. Every time. People don't realize that. 10, drive out a scoffer, and strife will go out, and quarreling and abuse will cease. Right? Now remember yesterday, you can find it in here. There it is, scoffer in 21:24. The definition of a scoffer is the name of the arrogant, haughty man who acts with arrogant pride. Okay? That's what a scoffer is. Okay? Drive out a scoffer, and strife will go out, and quarreling will cease. Right. Got that? Arrogant, haughty, proud. Where am I at? Oh, there we are. We're on 11. He who loves purity of heart and whose speech is gracious will have the king as his friend. Right? You love purity of heart. Is your speech always kind, edifying, and uplifting? Right? You will have the king as a friend. 12, the eyes of the Lord keep watch over knowledge, but he overthrows the words of the traitor. Right? Some of that's happening now, right? 13, the sluggard says, there's a lion outside us, shall be killed in the streets. Right. This is in Proverbs 4 or 5 times, okay? Any excuse, the sluggard, the lazy person, not going out there, might be killed, right? Any excuse. 14, the mouth of of forbidden women is a deep pit. He with whom the Lord is angry will fall into it. Got that? Strange women, forbidden women. Hey, don't go there. 15, folly is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline drives it far from him. Right? Foolishness. Bound up in the heart of a child. You have to discipline them and drive that out of them. Right? Yeah. 16, whoever oppresses a poor to increase his own wealth or gives to the rich will only come to poverty. Like that? Very important. Touch back on that. Now this part begins a section that you're supposed to memorize and have them on your lips at all times. Incline your ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply your heart to my knowledge, for it will be pleasant if you keep them within you, if all of them are ready on your lips, right? That means memorize them. Have them there, ready on your lips. That your trust may be in the Lord. I have made them known to you today. Even to you have I written you 30 sayings of counsel and knowledge. 30 sayings. We are supposed to memorize these 30 sayings and keep them ready on your lips, right? That means to know them. And I highlighted the different ones here. And it will take 3 chapters to cover all these 30 sayings, okay? To make you know what is right and true, that you may give a true answer to those who sent you. Right? Okay, let's go. Now, I tried to count 30. I may have gotten 2 into 1 or 1 into 2, but we'll separate them as best we can, right? Number 1, do not rob the poor because he is poor, or crush the afflicted at the gate, for the Lord will plead their cause and rob of life those who rob them, right? Do not take advantage of the poor. God will avenge them. All right. Okay, number 2, verse 24. Make no friendship with a man given to anger, nor go with a wrathful man, lest you learn his ways and entangle yourself in a snare. All right, it includes these leaders of these protests and stuff. Don't follow those guys around, okay? You're going to get trapped. 26, number 3. Be not one who gives pledges, who put up security for debts. If you have nothing for which to pay, why should your bed be taken from under you? Right? Don't co-sign for other people's loans. It's just that simple. Why should they come after you and take your stuff for a bill that's not yours? He says this probably, I bet 10 times, talks about co-signing. Okay, which one is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Do not move the ancient landmark that your fathers have set. Simple, huh? Now they don't pass down. I mean, some farms still get passed down from fathers to kids, but they got rid of a lot of that, which is a shame. Okay, it used to be at one time everybody had their own piece of property, right? And the last one, do you see a man skillful in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before obscure men, right? Somebody who's really good at what they do, they get advanced. So that's the first 5 of our 30 sayings, right? That we'll memorize, and these will go on for, like I said, about 3 chapters. So it'll take about 3 days to get over them, 2.5 chapters to be exact. So there's lots of highlighted in here that we can go over. Verse 1's highlighted. A good name is to be chosen rather than great riches, and favor is better than silver or gold. Right? A good name, a good reputation. Right? If you're an evil person, rich or poor, right? Nobody will like you. Highlighted 3. The prudent sees danger and hides himself, but the simple go on and suffer for it. Right? Some people just blunder into this stuff. A smart person stays away from that stuff. All right. For us highlighted, the reward for humility and fear of the Lord is riches, honor, and life. Okay. Riches, honor, and life. Or the reward for humility is fear of the Lord, riches, honor, and life. There's riches, glory, and life over here. Riches, honor, and life. Okay? Fear the Lord. Follow the Lord first and foremost. Be humble second. All right? The reward is riches, honor, and life. It's just that simple. It says it right there. Hey. 6, train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it. All right? Train them early. All right? Now, how do you do that? It says down here, it says that folly is bound up in 15. Folly is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline drives it far from him. All right? Train up a child in the way he should go. When he is old, he will not depart from it. Right? They learn right from wrong from their parents. Okay. 7 is highlighted. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. That is a deep statement, and it is true. Most of us are slaves, okay? We have to pay bills. You have to work. You have to pay bills. Or things will get shut off. Things will get taken away. Okay? That makes you a slave, okay? I hard to say it, but you are a slave. You know, there was a time in the past where you owned your property in your home and nobody could take it away from you, but those days are gone, right? Jesus said it would get worse and worse, and would be worse than it's ever been in history, and then he'll come back. Okay, 9 is highlighted. Whoever has a bountiful eye will be blessed, for he shares his food with the poor, right? A good eye. A good eye. Okay. 10, drive out a scoffer and strife will go out, and quarreling and abuse will cease, right? And we went back to yesterday, that definition of a scoffer, someone who's arrogant, haughty, prideful, conceited, right? Got to push his opinion on everybody. Right? Get rid of those kind of people. Okay. 13 is highlighted. The slaughter says there's a lion outside, I shall be killed in the streets. Lazy people say stuff like that, okay? Does it make sense? No. But any excuse not to have to go to work, right? 15 is highlighted. Folly is bound up in the heart of a child. Okay, you remember that. Right? It ties up to the one up here. Train a child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. 16, whoever oppresses the poor to increase his own wealth or gives to the rich will only come to poverty. That. And people do this. They oppress the poor, right? I remember in the last century here, some television evangelists used to come on and get poor people to give them their last $5, and a lot of them did, only for them to give to the rich and enrich themselves. Okay? Will come to poverty. And 30 sayings, keep them ready on your lips, right? 30 sayings of counsel and knowledge. Okay, and we have the first 5 right here. Don't rob the poor because he's poor. Crush the afflicted at the gate, for the Lord will plead their cause and rob of life those who rob them. Right? These people up here who oppress the poor, whoever oppresses the poor to increase his own wealth or gives to the rich will only come to poverty, right? Do not rob the poor because poor, or crush the afflicted at the gate, for the Lord will plead their cause and rob of life those who rob them, right? So that's the same thing. Okay. Number 2, make no friendship with a man given to anger. These angry people that are standing on soapboxes screaming, okay, don't hang around those kind of people. Okay? They'll only drag you down to their level, and then you'll be angry and, Don't co-sign, okay? Be not one who gives pledges, who put up security for debts. Because if they come after you, they're going to take your stuff, and you had nothing to do with it. Don't move an ancient landmark that your father has set. Yeah, wish I had some land with landmarks, right? Do you see a man skillful in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before obscure men. People that are really good at what they do get noticed and get elevated, okay, every time. So, there you go. That is Proverbs 22 in the beginning of the 30 sayings, okay? This, like I said, this will go on for a couple of days until we get all 30 of them in there, and you're supposed to memorize these, okay? Memorize them, have them not only just memorize knowledge, but have them ready on your lips at any time, okay? And you'll be surprised. I've gone through this 70 times, and most of them are, it's just common sense, okay? It's just good common sense stuff. If you're a good person and fear the Lord and humble, you will do this stuff anyway. So yeah. So I think we're in Matthew 14 and are through the New Testament in a year. Yeah. Second half of Matthew 14. So there you go. Give us a like if you think about it. And we're going to keep doing this. Okay. We're going to keep doing this, matching the days with the Proverbs. So until later on, when we do the New Testament, we'll see ya.